Hello, my name's Gavin. I'm a police officer and I'm dyslexic. As a police officer, the job that I do day to day can be ranged from road traffic collisions to domestic incidents, violent incidents, shopliftings, dealing with a lot of people who may have mental health issues that we need to deal with, and generally just working within the communities and our partner agencies as well, making the communities that we work in safer and desirable places to live. I became a police officer in 2003. Since I was a young child, I'd always had an ambition to be a police officer. So in 1995, I decided to join the Special Constabulary, which I did for 8 years. And that was really just to see if the job would suit me and if it's something I would like to explore further. So through the 8 years, I had lots of good experience through the police. At that time, it was Lothian and Borders Police, and I decided to apply for the regular police in 2003. So I've currently got 16 years police service and a wealth of experience working in Edinburgh. Also had an attachment to the Scottish Police College for 2 years, and I'm currently working in Fort William in the Scottish Highlands as a community and response officer. When I left school, which was a few years ago now, I had done a college course in outdoor education. Then I went to work at an outdoor centre, which was a local authority-owned centre called Benmore near Dunoon. And I'd done an outdoor instructor's job for 4 years. Again, having had tunnel vision towards the police, I decided to look towards that. So I might have kind of neglected my dreams at that stage in the outdoor thing, concentrating too much on the police. I then left Benmore and I decided to get a summer job with Royal Mail. That was a long summer because that job ended up lasting 8 years. So after the 8 years with the post office as a postperson, I then applied for the police full-time in 2003. When I was working in Royal Mail, because it's quite a sort of manual job, I never really had any issues in relation to dyslexic that I was aware of. When I joined the police and was halfway through my probationary period, I'm quite happy to admit that I did struggle with the paperwork. I did struggle with the clerical side of the job. And due to that put a lot of sort of added stress and pressure on me. So I decided to look at things and work out what is the reason for these difficulties. And then dyslexia came into the equation. So I decided to get myself tested for dyslexia, and the result of that test proved that I was dyslexic. So I had a look back to my school days and college days, and if I'm honest, maybe a little bit of resentment. Could things have been picked up then? But it was too late for looking back with any negativity. So I decided to be positive and look forward and look for ways to overcome and sort of take on the challenge of being dyslexic. But when you look at a lot of the strengths that dyslexics have as a compensation in different senses, I feel that that's put me in good stead in my role as a police officer. I've used a lot of coping strategies, which with report writing and templates, and again, just worked hard and studied hard to learn the legislation, know your powers and policy, and also just be confident. And when you look around yourself, you're actually realising that you're not doing any worse than really your other colleagues. So as you become more confident in yourself, it really isn't an issue for me anymore. I think the challenge is being dyslexic in the workplace. It's how you deal with that and try and make it a positive. I believe I've got a lot of good strengths in communication, and it's sort of like the intuition of when you go to incidents, it's like you can kind of see what's going to happen in some respects. And due to my communication skills, it's very easy to diffuse situations the best you can. Obviously that doesn't work all the time, but it's just being able to remain calm and look at the bigger picture, think laterally, and try and solve the problem that you're faced with. And I find that's where all my strengths lie. So it's maybe not all about reading the book, so to speak, but it might be about reading the situation and coming to a good conclusion at the end of it. The least favourite thing about my job would be paperwork. Is the amount of paperwork that we have to get through, but it's necessary for the accountability and the scrutiny that we can face as police officers. So it's a massive part of the job. You can drive your police car fast incidents, but that's a very small percentage of the job. Once we're there and dealing with stuff, there's can be a massive amount of paperwork that follows thereafter. So it has to be, it's a necessary evil, if you like. It has to be done. My favourite things and least favourite things about the police is, or the job I should say, is paperwork. You can get bogged down in a lot of paperwork. It's necessary, the paperwork, obviously through transparency and the legal process that we have to follow. We have to be accountable. So that there's lots of paperwork to do. We can go to incidents, deal with them, that's the exciting part, but when we're back at the station, it's all about the clerical paperwork and keeping the sort of management side of that good for any future sort of scrutiny or court purposes. My favourite parts of the job is getting out and meeting the public, chatting to the public, and just generally meeting nice people. We see things from the good to the bad, but there's always a positive in a lot of the stuff we do, even if it seems to be a negative experience. Normally the outcome can always be quite positive. A career highlight for me so far would be, I'd spent 2 years working at Fetties in Edinburgh in divisional training. And after that 2 years, I then moved up to the Scottish Police College to be an instructor within the probationer training division. This was a great opportunity, and for me, the best role I've had so far in my service, working with new recruits that had applied for the police on their 11-week course, coaching and mentoring them through their studies, and just again supporting them all through that 11-week period prior to their operational phases at their police stations. Of course, a lot of the recruits that were coming in, there was a percentage of them were dyslexic and had difficulties during the examinations and other parts of the course. But being a dyslexic myself, I could understand what their concerns were and what their fears were, and through good communication with them and sort of building a good rapport and coaching and mentoring them, we had a great opportunity in order to support them, and they were all very successful in their examinations and time at the college and are doing very well today operationally in their stations across the country. Advice I would give to my younger self, looking back, I would believe in myself more, follow your dreams, go with your gut instinct, surround yourself with people that are going to support you and believe in you, and try and stay away from the people that are negative and telling you that you can't do that or you can't succeed or you're not bright enough or you're not clever enough. Follow your dream and tap into the experience. I always think, looking back on mistakes I've made, I look back on them now thinking it was probably a good mistake to make, because I could reflect back on that. Where did I go wrong and what could I improve for the future? So maybe the mistake wasn't a big mistake in the first place, because it's made you stronger and more resilient and a bit more sort of wise and full of wisdom for the future. And I don't think there's many successful people in the world today that haven't made mistakes and learnt from them and used that to their advantage to where they are now. The message I would give to young dyslexics in Scotland again is believe in your dreams. Don't be put off by people that you can't achieve your full potential. Build on your strengths and better them and get support with them, and look at the areas of your weaknesses as well, and don't look at them as a negative, but look at wee strategies that you can do to make your weakness areas better, and just again work hard, determination and commitment, and surround yourself with supportive people. Work hard, commit yourself, be determined in whatever you want to achieve. We all know lots of names of famous dyslexic people: Richard Branson, Sir Jackie Stewart, and a number of other, Walt Disney. The list is endless. However, we might not all be as famous and as successful as these people. It's all about being successful in our own terms, and don't be disappointed with our achievements. But again, strong will and hard determination and commitment should see you a long way.